Hello, glad you found me again. And today we're going to talk about my mother's diary and why we left for Cleveland, Ohio in 1953 and about our 1 year life there and what she wrote in her diary. So this is my little mother in her house dress. And this was, of course, a lot later in life. At the time that we moved to Ohio, she was 43 years old and had 3 young girls. My daddy had lost his work in his job in North Georgia, and a lot of the men he knew were moving to Ohio and had found good jobs there, so he went and found a job at Mary Meriwether Company in Cleveland, Ohio. So after he got established, he found an apartment in a big 2-story house, a little 2-bedroom apartment on the back side of the house on Clinton Avenue in Cleveland. We were just a few blocks from Lake Erie, and at the time there were big, beautiful trees up and down Clinton Avenue. And so my mother was happy when we got up there and she saw the beautiful trees as they reminded her of Georgia. So today, as I talk about her diary and what she's writing, I want you to think about this 43-year-old woman who had never probably been out of the state of Georgia and what it was like for her to move to an urban area, because we lived in the country at the time, and everything being within walking distance of the house that we lived in. We even walked to school as children. So let me look at my notes because I'm low tech. She mentions the neighbors, the Webbs, who lived in an apartment downstairs and were from Alabama. So they immediately became good friends because they understood each other. And later, not too long after we moved, there was this tornado hit Cleveland and killed 28 people. It brought a tree down on the bedroom that jutted out from the house that our apartment was in, and that was the bedroom us 3 little girls slept in. So the Webbs had managed to get around to our apartment and help Mom and Daddy get us 3 kids to the cellar. We didn't even know the cellar existed. So thankfully they got us there, and we waited out the storm in the cellar with the family that owned the house we lived in. I remember them asking Mama and Daddy if they could bless us with holy water, and they let them. And as the candles flickered and the wind roared, we survived. One person on our street did not survive that storm, and that killed 28 people. So that was one of the most profound things that happened to us in Cleveland. Another, I started 3rd grade. Now, I had started school at 5 years old. So, excuse me, can't hardly talk. So, when we moved to Cleveland, I was only 7 years old and starting 3rd grade, and they did not want to let me in 3rd grade. And so I had to go to school and take all these tests, and Mama went with me, and I passed, and I got to stay in 3rd grade. In Georgia, you could start school at 5 if your birthday was before the end of the year. So now I'm going to try to pick up my mother's diary and read, and I'll have to take off my glasses and sort of try to hold this old diary together. And I'm not sure how far I'll get, but let's give it a try. So this is May the 19th, 1954. Dear Diary, today I am starting my 5-year diary. Hope I can finish it with things of interest. Dear Diary, today Elaine and I done a big washing. Elaine is my older sister. She's about 3 years older than me. She fell and hurt her knee. Dear Diary, today was Charlie's last day to work at Match Merriweather Company, Cleveland, Ohio. Dear Diary, today I gave Wanda a birthday party and her friends came. I went to Giant Tiger with a web, bought plastics. Dear Diary, we went to Terminal Tower. She says how many stories high it is, but I can't make it out. Also to Lake Erie, collected shells. Mr. and Mrs. Webb went with us, made pictures. Dear Diary, today me and Mrs. Webb had dinner with us. Mr. and Mrs. Webb had dinner with us. Charlie cleaned the yard. Elaine, Betty, and Wanda went to school. Dear Diary, today Charlie and I packed, getting things ready to leave. Elaine, Betty, Wanda, and I went to Mrs. Webb's at Clinton Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio. Dear Diary, today I went to the Kentucky school May Day play. Mr. and Mrs. Webb came tonight and stayed till 10:30. We had fun, but sad to say goodbye. Dear Diary, we were in the car, Cleveland, leaving Ohio, 10:25 a.m. Raining. We are part edge of Cincinnati, 5 till 6, traffic heavy. Kentucky, 10 till 7 p.m. 10:25, May 28th, Cleveland, Tennessee, 24 hours. Today, May the 28th, we got to Dalton about 11 o'clock, had a lot of company this evening, going to bed 11 o'clock. I am tired and glad to be home. Dear Diary, today we went to Mrs. Nelson's to see Leanne. Leanne is my sister-in-law. We ate ice cream. Dear Diary, today we went to the Clayton reunion at Jasper, Georgia, then to Canton to Mr. Thomas's funeral at 2. Back home at 6. Awful hot day. Dear Diary, today was a beautiful day. We worked in the yard. Leanne came a little while. Dear Diary, Minnie Rue, who is my other sister-in-law, came today. We ironed some another pretty day. So life at home in Georgia was typical at that time. She was doing laundry and working in the house and the yard, and she also canned and gardened, and we had a milk cow, so she would milk the cow and make butter and churn, so life was usual. Dear Diary, June the 2nd, no, she's changed it to June the 5th, so she got a little messed up. Today, Mrs. Quinn and children, Mrs. Richard and children came. Rather cool day, but fair. June the 6th, Dear Diary, today, a year ago, we left for Ohio. Howard and Minnie came today. Was their first anniversary. Today, Howard, Minnie, my grandbaby came. We went to Mrs. Milton's a while. Pretty day. Charlie went to church. Charlie's my daddy. Dear Diary, we went down to Mrs. Nelson's to see Leanne. She seems to be dreading to leave tomorrow night. It's a beautiful day. My sister-in-law Leanne is leaving home for France. My brother John is in the army and he has been stationed in France, so she's leaving to join him. So June the 8th, Dear Diary, I hear the 9:30 train leaving. Leanne is leaving on. She came a while this evening. Howard and Minnie came a while tonight. Warm day. Today was John Henry and Charlie's birthday. So my brother and my dad both shared the same birthday, June the 8th. Dear Diary, today I washed. It was a beautiful day. Mrs. Quinn came. June the 10th. Dear Diary, today was Louis's birthday. We went to Mama's. The ride across the mountain was nice. We bought our bathroom set today. Now, before this time, we did not have indoor plumbing or an indoor bathroom. We had an outhouse. And so they are buying their first bathroom fixtures and getting ready to install our first inside restroom. Great day for that. Dear Diary, June 11th. Today we went to Muse's. Charlie, Wayne, Louis went to Ohio after our things. So, Dear Diary, today Willie and Charles came to Muse's, took me up to Mama's. We dug some potatoes. Dear Diary, I am still at Mama's. Cleo, Hazel, Willie came. Mama and I went to Minnie's. This Minnie is my Aunt Minnie, her brother's wife, so not my sister-in-law, late in the evening. Dear Diary, we left Mama's after supper, got home before dark, so that's back across from LJ to Dalton. Rain coming across the mountain. Dear Diary, today Minnie Ruth, that's my sister-in-law, came to help me. Charlie had a wreck, tore the car up, truck hit him. Dear Diary, Mrs. Nelson came. She had got a telegram from Leon. She arrived safely in France. That was June 16th, 1954. It's my sister-in-law arriving in France to be with my brother while he's in the army. And I remember some fun stories they told and the little red and black Renault that they brought home with them. So I wish I had pictures of that. Now this is July. She sort of got switched up here. Dear Diary, Elaine and I went to town to see the doctor about her side. Now I remember my sister having side pleurisy, but I did not know when. So this is 1954 in July. And I think my sister would have been, gosh, how old would she have been then? About 12 years old maybe. Dear Diary, today we went to Scrougetown Decoration. Big crowd there, nice time. If you don't know what a old-fashioned church decoration is, that's where people gather. They bring flowers and they decorate all the graves in the cemetery. And at that time, it was all fresh cut flowers out of our yards. And every year, our mother would have us go out in the yard and collect as many flowers as we could possibly cut and wrap in newspaper and soak with water to get over there. And then we would walk around and put them on all the graves, even the unmarked ones, because at the back of the cemetery, there's a lot of unmarked graves that just had a rock indicating the headstone and the footstone, but no names. We don't know if those were slaves or who was buried there, but Scrougetown was the name of the community church, and that was also where my mother and her brothers and sisters, there was 10 of those kids all together, and they all went to school there as children. So she remembered the day that the school burned, and of course the families rebuilt it, but those kids all got out and had to stand and watch it burn. So Scrougetown is a very special place and still exists today on the east side of LJ. So this is July the 19th. Dear Diary, I am at Mama's. We went to Sourwood Spring with Lewis. Had fun. We canned 28 quarts of beans. Back in those days, when you had a garden, the only way you could survive during the winter was to can all your vegetables and prepare them for the winter months when you didn't have it, because you didn't have a lot of money and stores were few and far between, so you had to do what canning and stuff to survive the winter. Dear Diary, this morning I helped Cleo, that's her oldest sister, pick apples. Now LJ was the apple capital, and so they grew a lot of apples. Pick apples, beautiful and all canned. Now let's see, beautiful and no, Beulah, that's her twin sister, and I canned 26 quarts of beans for Bessie. Now Bessie was her youngest brother's wife who had some health issues, so I'm sure they were trying to help get them where they could make it through the winter too. Dear Diary, today Mama, Aunt Della, and a bunch of us went to Holly Creek on a picnic. Came back by Jack Rivers above Blue Ridge. The Blue Ridge is the town above LJ in Georgia. So Holly Creek is near Fort Mountain, and it was a popular place for little family outings, and had a swimming hole, and everybody'd take picnics and just enjoy the day. Dear Diary, today I washed at Mama's. Beulah went home, and Della and Mama talked. We are all having fun. Now Della was my grandmother's sister, and I remember her very well. So that was always a fun time when her family would get together. Dear Diary, today I ironed, Mama. And Aunt Della cooked dinner. Charlie came, put up the sink. And I think she's talking about, because she's at my grandmother's house, my grandmother didn't have running water, and they put a sink in her kitchen and tapped into a spring, and the water ran continuously, so it was coming in, the tap was open always, and it drained out, so the water just flowed from the spring naturally through it. So I'm pretty sure that's what they're talking about there. Dear Diary, today we came home from Mama's. Geneva Weaver came home with us, and Aunt Della went home too. So Geneva Weaver is my cousin, and she died a few months ago, and she was one of the younger of my cousins, so she was very special to me. Dear Diary, today Minnie spent the day with us. We went for a ride in the afternoon. Late in the evening, Lewis and Ernest brought the cow. So I'm not sure, I'm assuming that Daddy had bought a cow in LJ, or someone had given us a cow and they brought it to our home. So, okay, I think that's about it for a little while. She goes to visit some neighbors. June the 30th, 1954, she had had some days that she had not written in, so she had gone back and wrote in July, just picking up her diary to write and not realizing it. Dear Diary, I went to town, got a permanent, had Elaine's hair cut. Mrs. Quinn went with us and had hers cut too. July the 1st. Dear Diary, the children went to Bible school today. It is hot and dusty. Dear Diary, today I went to Bible school today, enjoyed it very much. So I'm going to stop right here. I've probably read a lot longer than I intended to, and I apologize for all the coughing at the start of this video. I have just not felt good lately, and doing anything is quite a challenge at 80 years old, and making these videos certainly is just above my pay level, I guess. Anyway, I have fun doing it. I hope you enjoy it. And if you do, check back with me later. I'll try to share some more of my mother's diary as I go along. But I just want you to enjoy what I do and comment. And if you like my channel, subscribe. And if you don't, I understand it's a little bit different. It's very low tech. And anything I say is in this southern drawl, which I apologize for. Well, really I don't. It's just me. But I hope you enjoy living. I hope you love life. And I hope you have fun at whatever you do, even if that's just watching little videos and placing yourself in the excitement. But as I said before, think about my little mother who had never been anywhere, and later in her life, she has breakfast with the whales in Vancouver. She has high tea at the Empress Hotel in Victoria, British Columbia. She has dinner in a revolving restaurant at the top of the Space Needle in Seattle. She takes a hydrofoil from Victoria down to Seattle with her two girls and some other friends. She goes to Hawaii with her twin sister and my older brother and me. So we had a fun life, and I hope you enjoy it. Talk to you later. Bye.